Right then, this is now my Liam Paro versus Richardson Hitchins fight prediction now for you guys. And yes, I'm quite hyped for this fight, to be fair. I'm very hyped, actually, to be honest. Liam Paro right now is actually probably one of my favorite fighters to watch. So I'm excited. I am very excited for it. I think that Liam Paro is going to get the job done here. That's what I'm saying. Not being biased at all. I fully believe that Liam Paro will win this fight. Yeah, look, if I'm being honest, I think he's gonna show a different level over Hitchins. I really do think that Liam Paro is gonna show a different level in this fight. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I think it's safe to say that Liam Paro's definitely been up against the better competition than what Hitchins has. I mean, Paro is coming off two massive wins against Montana Love and Sabrina Mateus. And overall for Hitchins, I mean, the thing is with him is he's been up against guys like Lemos, but I mean, people were thinking that was an all right win, even though you could say there's a little bit of controversy around how that was scored. But look at what Keyshawn Davis was able to do to Lemos recently, compared to what Hitchins did. Then he fought Jose Zepeda, who's, let's be real, getting older now, if we're being completely honest. So we can't fully rate that as a great win in my opinion. Zepeda's not in his prime anymore. And then Bowser's a southpaw who he's fought recently as well. And I'm if I'm gonna be honest, when Hitchins looks good, he's looking good against guys who aren't really giving him much to offer. That's the thing. You look at that Bowser fight, for example, and Bowser was coming back with some decent jabs at times, and he was catching Hitchins with that southpaw jab. And if you think about it, we know who's got a great southpaw jab, and that is Liam Paro. And but Bowser, who's levels below what Liam Paro is, was getting success off with that jab. And Liam Paro's one of his best attributes is setting his shots up behind his lead hand and just being able to dictate the pace of a fight behind his lead hand. And that's a big thing in my opinion. But other than that, though, there just wasn't a load coming back from Bowser, and Hitchins was just able to look good against him and creating angles nicely, but there was nothing coming back from him. When Hitchins fights someone who's giving you something back, like what Lemos was in his recent fight, he was really making the Hitchins struggle, and Hitchins was forever always trying to hold on to Lemos, clinch a lot, and yeah, let's be real. Lemos was getting big success in that fight against Richardson Hitchins. He was getting big success and, hurting him quite a lot as well. Hurting him, getting success, making him clinch, making him cower up. And let's be real, when Hitchins fights fighters who don't offer something back, and whenever they do throw sometimes, his defense looks all right. But Lemos massively exposed Hitchins' defense, massively exposed it. It's not great for if you're fighting someone like Liam Paro. I've seen many people saying that this is a 50-50 fight. I don't think so at all. I'm very confident that Liam Paro wins this. I'm like 90% sure that Liam Paro wins because, you've got to give Hitchins a 10% chance. He's not awful, of course. He's one of the top contenders, but at the end of the day, Liam Paro is going to show him a completely different level. Against Jose Zepeda, as I said, I mean, Zepeda was a southpaw, got the odd bit of success with his left hand, and if Paro's catching you with that, then you never know. You could be in a bit of trouble because Paro's very, very good with his accuracy and the way that he puts his shots together. Liam Paro's angle changes are very smart as well. Paro's not trying to do anything out of this world. He's just very smooth with what he does. He's not trying to be all really ridiculously slick. He's just very smart and picks his clever moments for the angle changes. And that's the thing. Paro does the basics ridiculously well to a very, very, very high standard. That's the very good thing about Liam Paro. And he's very hard to compete against. And, we look at what Liam Paro did against Mateus in his last fight. He fought ridiculously well in that one. And Liam Paro proved in that fight that he is 100% an elite fighter. Richardson Hitchins is not an elite fighter. Liam Paro is. Hitchins is world class. Paro's elite. That's the difference here. And Paro proved that against Mateus. The way he fought, very defensively smart, and Paro was really good at mid-range. You know, he gave some sneaky shots into Mateus. Paro's got a very good uppercut as well, a very good left uppercut, and he's good behind the jab, good at mid-range, picks his shots nicely. Mateus came back a few times. Paro covered up very well, changed angles a bit, and Paro wasn't on his bike. He stood in front of Mateus at mid-range, picking his shots nicely with good, smooth, good angle changes, and that's what it took to beat Mateus. Paro was very smart with what he did defensively, and in the end, it was Paro who was kind of able to overwhelm Mateus when he was throwing some good 5-6 punch combinations, which was put Mateus off, and Paro mixed his shots up very nicely as well. And the way he's able to control, the way Liam Paro is able to control the fight behind his lead hand is very special of how Liam Paro does it as well, in my opinion. And I think Hitchins will struggle against the southpaw jab of Liam Paro. He's going to be going to the body with it. He's going to be going upstairs, really mixing his shots up. And the angle changes are going to confuse Hitchins. I think Hitchins is really going to go try to be fancy. That's what Hitchins tries to do. He tries to be very fancy with what he does. As I've said, Paro's not into being all fancy or anything like that. He's just very smart with what he does. Paro's IQ is very, very, very high, and it proved in his fight against Mateus. And it showed in his fight against Montana Love as well. He came into that fight against Montana Love, was very smart in that one, ended up stopping him. Paro's got good power to be able to gain your respect and stop you as well. Stop you, he can drop you. And I do see Liam Paro being able to break Hitchins' guard and drop him in this fight. I do think Paro can stop Hitchins. I think he can. But I think Hitchins is a tough guy. He is a very tough guy. And, Hitchins would probably get the odd bit of success in this fight. I'm not denying that. But I think Paro's going to be able to do enough. I think he's going to be able to overwhelm Hitchins at times. And Paro's going to prove to Hitchins that he's a very, very, very difficult southpaw to deal with. And, Puerto Ricans are going to say, oh, yeah, Hitchins has dealt with southpaws before. He hasn't dealt with someone like Liam Paro at all, though. He hasn't. Liam Paro is very sneaky with his shots in mid-range, and he's always got very confident performance. He's not scared to take some and give some back. That's the thing with Liam Paro, and I think that's something that's going to make Hitchins struggle as well in this fight. I think Paro's the harder hitter than what Hitchins is. I think Paro's the more smarter boxer than what Hitchins is. I think Hitchins is going to make a few stupid mistakes, and Paro's going to really force him into making mistakes as well. And I think Paro's going to be able to drop Hitchins once as well, possibly third, fourth round. And then I reckon he's going to be able to look very convincing. And I think Liam Paro is going to win a points decision here, unanimous decision. I think it's going to be a very, very, very good performance from Liam Paro. And I see him being able to show a different level to Hitchins and outclass him. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Speak to you on the next one.